Imagine waking up with $50 million in your bank account today, only to realize you are mathematically guaranteed to be bankrupt by this time 5 years from now.
You think the money would solve your problems, but for 82% of lottery winners, the money is actually the catalyst for their total financial destruction.
The reason isn't bad luck. It's a fundamental psychological disconnect between having wealth and understanding the physics of how to keep it.
You are currently operating on a poverty operating system, and suddenly downloading a billionaire's app onto your old hardware is going to cause a total system crash.
In the next few minutes, we are going to dissect the brutal anatomy of why sudden wealth is often a curse and how your brain is actively wired to lose it all.
Most people view the lottery as an exit from their struggles, but without a financial skeleton, the weight of that money will eventually crush your ribs.
Your lifestyle is currently calibrated to your income. When that income spikes by 10,000% overnight, your internal thermostat breaks.
Sudden wealth syndrome is a real psychological condition that triggers anxiety, paranoia, and a frantic need to spend to return to a comfortable level of broke. You don't lose the money because you are stupid. You lose it because your financial identity hasn't moved an inch from where it was yesterday.
Think of your financial capacity like a glass of water. If you pour a gallon into a 4-ounce glass, the excess doesn't stay. It creates a mess and disappears. The first 24 hours are the most dangerous. The dopamine hit of seeing those zeros bypasses the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic. You enter a state of financial euphoria where every purchase feels justified because the supply feels infinite, but math doesn't care about your feelings.
The transition from earned income to windfall changes the value of a dollar in your mind. This is called mental accounting. If you work 40 hours for $1,000, you respect that money. If you win it in a second, it feels like house money, making you more likely to gamble it away.
Your brain stops seeing the money as a tool for freedom and starts seeing it as a temporary high. The 82% failure rate is a warning. Without a change in psychology, wealth is merely a temporary loan from the universe. To survive the win, you must first survive your own impulses. You are your own greatest enemy when the check clears.
Welcome to the mechanics of the lottery curse. Let's look at the math that kills your fortune.
We start stage 2, the hidden mathematical underpinnings. This is where most winners go wrong before they even spend a cent.
You see a headline that says $100 million, but the IRS sees a massive harvest. Taxation is the first silent predator of sudden wealth.
After taxes and the lump sum penalty, that $100 million often shrinks to $40 million before it even hits your account. Your expectations are already 60% inflated.
Now comes the arrival fallacy. You think you've reached the finish line, so you stop running. In reality, the race to preserve wealth has just begun.
The math of maintenance is what kills you. A $10 million mansion costs $500,000 a year just to exist. Tax, insurance, and staff.
If your money isn't earning at least 5% annually, inflation and lifestyle burn will eat your principal faster than you can track it.
Most winners fail to realize that wealth isn't a number in a bank. It's the ratio of your passive income to your monthly expenses. If you have $10 million but spend $2 million a year, you are not rich. You are on a 5-year countdown to poverty. Critical narrative pacing. Suddenly, everyone you know has a business opportunity or a crisis. Your empathy becomes your biggest liability. Giving away just $50,000 10 times is $500,000 gone before lunch. You aren't just fighting your own spending habits. You are fighting the gravitational pull of everyone you've ever known who wants a piece of the pie. Let's talk about the anchor effect. You anchor your self-worth to the peak of your wealth, making it impossible to scale back when things get tight. The math is simple. If you don't build a moat of assets, the castle of your cash will be washed away by the first tide of bad decisions.
Wealth without work creates a vacuum of purpose, and in that vacuum, expensive vices often find a home.
You start buying things to feel the same excitement you felt the day you won. This is the hedonic treadmill at full speed.
The 82% fail because they treat their windfall like a harvest instead of a seed. You cannot eat your seeds and expect a crop next year.
When you buy a luxury car, you aren't just buying transportation. You're buying a depreciating asset that demands high octane, fuel, and specialized care.
The mathematical reality is that most winners spend at a rate that assumes they will win the lottery every single year. They don't.
You must understand the difference between price and cost. Price is what you pay today. Cost is what you pay for the rest of your life.
Every dollar you spend on a liability is a dollar that can no longer work for you in an asset. The opportunity cost is staggering.
Stage 3, the common mistakes and cognitive biases. This is where your brain lies to you about your financial safety.
The first mistake is the visibility trap. You feel the need to look as rich as you are, leading to massive outflows on jewelry and fashion.
The second mistake is the lack of a gatekeeper. Most winners try to manage the money themselves or hire a friend who knows a guy.
Without a professional no-man, a fiduciary who can stop your worst impulses, you are defenseless against your own desires.
Third is the savior complex. You try to solve every family problem with cash, effectively turning your relatives into dependents.
You aren't helping them, you're robbing them of their own financial agency and ensuring they'll be back for more next month.
Fourth is the business ignorance. Lottery winners love to start restaurants or fashion lines, businesses with the highest failure rates in the world.
They invest in what's cool rather than what's profitable, losing millions in industries they don't understand. Fifth, the tax amnesia. You forget that the government is your permanent partner in every investment gain you make.
Then comes optimism bias. You believe that because you got lucky once, you are inherently lucky and will always win. This leads to the gambler's second act, trying to double the lottery winnings through high-risk stock options or crypto scams. You are chasing the same high of the win, but this time, the house is ready to take it all back. The endowment effect makes you overvalue the assets you buy, so you refuse to sell that failing mansion, even as it drains your bank account. Your ego becomes tied to your wealth. Admitting you're losing money feels like admitting you're a failure, so you hide it until the repo man arrives.
Let's look at stage 4, strategic case studies. These aren't just stories. They are mirrors of the human condition under financial pressure.
Consider the construction worker archetype. He wins 30 million, buys a fleet of trucks for friends, and 5 years later, he's back on the site in debt.
He failed because he tried to buy status instead of freedom. Status is expensive to maintain. Freedom is free once paid for.
Then there's the quiet investor, the rare 18% who survive. They don't change their car for a year. They hire a team before they touch the money.
They understand that wealth is what you don't see. It's the investments growing in the background, not the watch on your wrist.
The difference between the 82% and the 18% is a single word: discipline. The ability to say no to yourself when you have the power to say yes.
The 82% see money as a spending limit. The 18% see money as a capital base. One is a countdown, the other is a foundation.
When you win, the world treats you differently. People stop telling you the truth because they want your favor. This is the isolation of the rich.
Without honest feedback, your decisions get worse. You start to think you're a genius when you were really just lucky. The case studies prove that the faster the money comes, the faster it goes, unless you build a buffer of time to adjust.
Now, we reach stage 5, the structured blueprint. If you were to win tomorrow, this is exactly how you beat the 82% odds.
Step 1. The disappearance act. Do not tell anyone. Not your mother, not your best friend. Silence is your only protection from the vampire effect.
Step 2, the cooling off period. Put the money in a low-interest sweep account and don't touch it for 6 months. Your brain needs to recalibrate.
Step 3, build your iron triangle: a fee-only financial planner, a tax attorney, and a certified accountant. They must not know each other.
Step 4, create an allowance. Treat yourself like an employee. Pay yourself a fixed salary from the interest. Never touch the principal.
Step 5, asset allocation. Spread the wealth across low-cost index funds, real estate, and government bonds. Diversification is your armor.
Step 6, the no script. Practice telling people you've tied up the money in long-term trusts and cannot access it. It removes the pressure.
The goal is to turn a moment of luck into a lifetime of security. This requires a shift from consumer to steward.
A consumer asks, "What can I buy?" A steward asks, "What can I build that will last for 3 generations?"
This leads us to stage 6, the empathetic conclusion. Wealth is a heavy burden that most are not trained to carry.
If you are struggling today, understand that more money doesn't solve a lack of discipline. It only amplifies it. The 82% who go broke are not villains. They are humans who were given a Formula One car without being taught how to drive.
You must become the person who can handle the wealth before the wealth arrives. Build the habits now while the stakes are low.
Track every dollar. Master your impulses. Learn to say no to the things that don't matter so you can say yes to your future self.
Because the real lottery isn't the one with the tickets and the balls. It's the opportunity to control your time and your life.
Don't be a statistic. Be the exception. Your wealth is built in your mind long before it ever reaches your bank account.
Subscribe to Rebuild Your Financial Psychology and share this with someone who thinks money is the answer to everything.
Remember, the lottery is a test of character. Make sure you're ready to pass it. See you in the next deep dive.